Hey everybody, and welcome to a bonus episode of Dingle All the Way. I'm Lizzie,
I'm Simon.
and you sounded very, very sad about the fact that you're
I'm
Simon.
so sorry to say that I'm Simon.
Like, I'm Simon. Gutted about that. Uh, if you haven't listened to us before, normally we chat about the last sort of couple of weeks of what's been going on at Emmerdale, do a bit of a discussion of the main things. Um, but we thought as our final episode of the year, we would really like to just review some of what happened, give our highs, give our lows. Simon's thought of some fun categories for us to talk about. So yeah, we just thought we would chat for a little bit, and we'd also love to hear your answers to the questions that we're going to be asking. You can contact us at dinglealltheway.pod at gmail.com, or our Instagram is also dinglealltheway.pod. So if you are thinking as you're listening, I've got a better answer than them, send it, send it in a message. We want to hear it.
Yeah, I feel like we should have come up with like an award name like the Oscars, but all I can think of is like the Dingles, and that doesn't really work. So
The Dingies?
the Dingies, the
Like
Dingies, I sort of love it and hate it. So
Dingy
it's
Fever.
oh
Um,
my.
Maybe I'll make a fun new cover for
Oh
our
great.
podcast for this episode. Let's. I don't want to commit before I know what sort
Yeah.
of headspace I'm going to be in, but it could be a Christmas movie.
I guess we could call them the Emmys, but it has been taken. So
So true. Just the dailies.
the dailies.
Dailies.
We'll,
That's
we'll
quite.
workshop it as the episode goes on.
Yeah, I think that's wise. Do you want to kick us off? I feel like you sent through a lot of them, and I did actually have answers for all of them, but I don't know if there's like an order that you wanted to go for.
Well, just the order I sent them, I think, is probably fine. So some of them
Pretty
will justify, some of them will just do a bit like speedy,
quick
I guess.
fire.
So I guess, well, the one I put first arguably should be last, but let's just start with it, which is because it's like the big one, I suppose. Who is your favourite character this year?
Oh, obviously my favorite character is Lydia.
Lydia, you love Lydia.
I love Lydia so much. She's just like a safe pair of hands. If I was upset, I would not necessarily think she would be able to solve my problems in any way, but she would just be a listening ear. She'd make a nice cup of tea and she would want to help me. And I don't know how many people there are in the village who I would trust to do that.
No, no, she must make a really good cup of tea, actually. But it's
Yeah, and
amazing.
love love the hectic nature of her house. I probably wouldn't be calling upon her help until the heating is fixed and they've got
Mm,
electricity,
mm,
for
mm.
example, because I guess she won't be able to boil any water. But other than that,
Now, people who listen to the podcast will know that my favourite character in general is Victoria, but for
yeah.
this year, it's Cammy. Got to go
Okay, yeah, I
Cammy
see that.
because he's been keeping me going basically this year of being a little bit of joy, and you, I'm sure, have said as well, but like the bit of joy and happiness and terrible plans, obviously, when he was trying to save Vinny from the con man, just like the world's worst plans, but
Yeah.
his heart's in the right place. And I mean, Victoria is a very close second this year. I've loved all her stuff. Loved Mocking Robert, but Cammy's kept me from stopping watching Emmerdale at times. I think.
He is a light in a dark place, and we say that a lot. We love
Yes.
it. The next one you sent through was best performance. Who's in your
Mm.
running for that?
My best performance this year is Ruby for the incredible work she did in the historic child sex abuse storyline, particularly like the scene where she told Caleb about it. Just
That's what I
extraordinary
put as
work.
well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Congratulations, Ruby. If any of the
Yeah,
actors
she's
want to
incredible.
claim these prizes, do get in touch. We'll find some way. Maybe we should like inbox them on Instagram or something. Get
That's so
like tell
true.
them they've won these. Maybe you actually should tell them they've won these awards. You can knock up a little design. They can share the podcast with their platforms. We can get some
Could
listeners.
make a small ceramic trophy. I should have thought that in advance.
Well, if you've got anything left after Christmas fairs, you can send them like a
And I
like a
have.
lemon juicer or something.
Shall I actually? That could be really funny.
So. we'll talk about that. So we're on the same page. And so next category, character who needs to be given a storyline.
I feel like maybe in the last episode or two she sort of has, and it might grow into more. But Mary, I always want to see
Mary,
more of Mary.
yes.
I think she's brilliant. I think the actor is brilliant. I'd love to see more of her.
Yeah, I don't know if she's ever had a storyline. I guess she must have done when she first turned up.
Yeah, I
People
mean, she
usually
came
have a
out to
story.
him, but then never spoke to her again.
If that's true. Yeah, there's so many characters who have a big story when they arrive, and then if it doesn't go well, they just nothing ever happens again. But um,
Quite gutting.
can you guess who mine is actually? Out of interest,
Yeah, it's Victoria.
it's actually really not Victoria. Am I going to give Victoria
No.
anything? It should be, but I feel like she has had stories this year around, like, because she's been quite central to
Yeah,
the
but
Robert
she's been
Aaron
central
stuff.
to a lot of things. They haven't actually been about her.
That's true. But the person I picked, I love and gets nothing to do. Manpreet. I want more from
So true.
Manpreet.
You are obsessed with
I
Manpreet.
love Manpreet. She's so like the actress is so good at comedy stuff. She's just wonderful, and she never gets anything to do apart from that brief like OnlyFans storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, she did get a storyline. It was just, yeah, it was brief and not that great. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we've got two different questions about who we'd axe. One is, then the first one we're going to do is who's like the obvious axe, who you say you want to axe, and everyone will be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, should we just say it together if on the count
Three,
of three?
two, one.
Jay.
Jay. Obviously, Jay.
Oh, but he won't because Emmerdale needs a character that everyone's united in hating, other than Kerry.
Although I'm
So,
glad they've sort of forgotten that romance instantly, it seems.
yeah, it was quite bad.
It probably rang some like alarm bells in HR. They're like, we simply can't broadcast this.
Yeah, and rightly so.
Yeah, the intimacy coordinator was like, I want to put a stop to this, not for your well-being, but for the well-being of everyone looking at it.
Primarily for her, the poor intimacy coordinator.
Yeah, she couldn't cope.
I actually ended up writing 3 different names down for the unexpected acts category, which then made me feel quite bad. So I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, apparently I want to get rid of loads of people."
So yeah, this is the one where like people might think it's a bit controversial. But, I've
Yeah.
only put one down.
What was
My
yours?
my answer is Bob. I
I knew
think,
you'd go for
yeah,
him.
I think I said it
And
before. Like, he's had his time.
yeah, he's had his time. I mean, I feel like I do find him annoying, but he is a bit of light relief, or he's certainly light. It
Yeah.
might
So
not be a
who?
relief to me, but
Yeah,
he's light.
yeah. Who are your three?
Well, I started out with Vanessa because I just feel like she
Okay,
doesn't really do anything.
just a bit of a spare part now. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just a bit of a spare part, and she maybe needs a bit more of a storyline, and that's why. But she doesn't really get up to much. And then I thought, actually, Liam,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
because definitely doesn't get up to much. And then I thought, Bear, because he left and no one noticed.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not sure any of those are super. Actually, Vanessa's a bit controversial. I think Liam and Bear probably aren't that controversial.
Yeah,
Too.
probably not, to be fair. I thought
Vanessa's a
that
good one.
Bear, like, people loved Bear, but maybe they don't.
I don't think anyone knows who Bear is, least of all his own family.
They've all forgotten about him.
They've really gone off the boil on that one. But, I think if we are going to start inboxing actors, we probably shouldn't send them this award. Be like, by the way, we think you should lose your job.
You think you should lose your job and nobody would notice.
Here's a miniature teapot to commemorate it.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be sending this round. Oh dear. One of our running jokes on the show is that there are always children who like nobody really knows that they exist and that they just are talked about, but we're like, who? So Simon thought of the category most anonymous child,
Yeah.
which is a great one.
Thank you. Uh, I have gone. I don't think we've seen her on screen this year, but she has been
Mm.
mentioned. Dottie.
I thought that, but I think we have seen her on screen, and I wonder if it's one of the scenes that you skipped
Oh,
because
maybe.
it was when Ray was over at Laurel's.
Ah, okay. Dottie, I'm sorry, you're
Um,
front and center of the show, if anything.
Yeah, but she was in the runnings for mine. I was gonna say Dottie, and then I remembered that, and so instead I went for Archie because since Jay moved out from Laurel's, I think we maybe saw him in that scene where he was like gutted that Jay wasn't playing football with him or something, and he looked like a completely different person because he's aged about a year since we last saw him.
Yes. But to be honest, other than April, who is technically still a child, I don't think we've set eyes on any other child for more than about 1 minute this year. So,
There was the time that Eve was taking drugs from
Of
Bear.
course. And
That was
Frankie was
a
occasionally looking not at all concerned that her dad was dead. That was
yeah,
the yeah.
yeah, so funny.
um, yeah, but I think this is both good contenders. So now we're going to move on to a couple of questions about sets.
Mm.
Um, what's your favourite set from this year?
Um, I did struggle with this one because I don't I don't love many of them. But I think so I nearly went for Marlon and Rona's house because it's the
Okay.
one that, like, looks like it's genuinely a house and it
Mm.
looks lived in. But I actually, in the end, went for the wool pack because
Mm.
it's cozy in there. It genuinely looks like a pub. It looks like a pub that I wouldn't mind having a drink in, and, like, so much happens there. It sort of just is the heart of the community. Um, so yeah, that's what I went for.
That makes sense. I think mine's a bit more controversial, and arguably I wouldn't be able to fight well for having chosen the bunker. But I was just
I went for the bunker when you asked me before about, like, are there any places that you think are actually nice? And I was like, well, the bunker had some nice old enamel in it.
That's true.
With
And this is
candles.
favourite, not in the sense that I would want to dwell there for any length of time, but just I liked what it brought to the storyline. I liked how often the word bunker was said in a variety of northern accents. Um, I liked that it had candles that, much like the oil in the temple, simply would never go out. So it was, yeah. Um, and presumably it's still there with Charity's name etched into the wood and Mac's child not mentioned.
Yeah, and the very obvious handle to the trapdoor never really being found.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the one I've just enjoyed the most this year.
Yeah, I guess it's quite hard to know from there then where you would go with the whole least favourite set if that's your high bar.
um, I did pick the shop. I just find the
Okay.
shop so chaotic and confusing and cramped, and just like seeing anyone in there, just really, it just looks such an unpleasant experience to walk into that shop. And sometimes it's festooned with decorations, so you can't get to anything. Sometimes there are like 3 tables in the way. It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, you're making me think that I should have gone for the shop as well because it does always look really hectic and quite uncomfortable. But I didn't go for that. I instead went for Home Farm.
You do hate Home Farm, yeah, with a
I just
passion.
think it is like the culmination of when people have loads of money and no taste, but the people still go to their houses and think like, "Wow, this must be really nice because like it costs a lot of money," when it's actually like that's just tacky and sad.
Yeah, and very well decorated for Christmas at the moment, considering Kim was in a coma. I don't know when he did this, but
Yeah, who the heck was doing that? It wasn't Joe.
you know, Lydia probably wouldn't have done it. She's too busy feeling guilty, but maybe she just hires some firm to come in and Christmasize it.
Oh, I bet it was Gabby.
Oh, true, Gabby would do that
Gabby does live there
now and then.
now and
Cool. We're
then.
going to talk, on the podcast, we talk, well, particularly I talk, but we both talk a lot about chemistry between characters.
Mhm.
So we're going to talk about couple, pair, could go either way, with the most chemistry. What have you gone for?
Um, Predictable. I went for Robert and Aaron.
Robert and Aaron. I always wrote Robert and Aaron. And I think there was a strong argument for that. But then I ended up going for Ross and Steph. I really liked
Oh yeah, sure.
their chemistry and their relationship, and it just really brought out interesting things about both of them. And I'm hoping when Steph is back that they can pick up where they left off.
That would be nice. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really think about the idea of putting down like platonic chemistry either.
Yeah, I wrote pair rather than couple just in case we did want to go like a friendship or something. But yeah,
Yeah, which obviously would be Joe and Sam for me.
of course. Oh yeah. Who do you put for least chemistry on the other
I
side? I
think
imagine
it
it's the
was
same
the
one as
same
me.
here. No, it was
Well,
Chaz
well,
and Liam.
Chaz and Liam, there are a lot more contenders for least chemistry than most chemistry, I would say. Like, I was quite tempted to go Aaron and John. Obviously, we talked constantly about how they had no chemistry.
Yeah, so true.
And then I thought of a couple who don't just have zero chemistry, they've got minus chemistry, and that is Jay and Kerry.
Oh yeah, so true. That was a really difficult watch.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
truly
in the
vile.
negatives. Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, I went for Chaz and Liam because I feel like they have no relationship, but maybe if
It's
they
a
had
good,
a
it's a good, it's a
relationship,
good call. Those two, yeah.
yeah. You also put in couple you'd like to see, and I've only got half an answer for this, so I'm intrigued to know what yours is.
Ooh, half an answer. Well, this is actually the moment when my fave gets in, and it won't happen because she's on maternity leave next year. But I thought Victoria and Joe could be really fun because she's just so no
Maybe.
nonsense that she would not put up with him being like Joe all the time. But I
Yeah,
could see it.
potentially.
I'm not sure
Okay,
they've
so
ever interacted, but
I feel like I've got a great answer here because my one was that I would like Billy to be with someone and I don't know who.
mm,
And your mind obviously immediately goes to Manpreet because they had
of
like a bit of
course,
a thing. But now that you've said Victoria, can't you imagine Billy and Victoria getting together and just being like a
that would
lovely,
be good
nice, normal
actually.
couple?
They just become good people because they are both. I said in a recent episode that Lydia was the only moral person, but they are both quite moral as well.
Yeah. And they're both like normal family people. They have
Yeah,
good priorities. Like we've got
be
to start
lovely.
exploring writers for that.
It'd be lovely for Billy to become a father figure to yet more children who aren't biologically his. So just
It's
add
what he
them to the
does best.
roster.
Yeah, it's what he loves actually.
I think the only one that is biologically his is Evan, but maybe that's not true.
Yeah, no, I think Evan is his. And then like basically as soon as he was born, he was blighted with illness and then not allowed to really be a part of his life anymore. So
Yeah, he's had a tough run. We've not seen him since he came out of hospital.
that's-
Um, okay, now we've got a few like most XYZ moments, and what would you say is the funniest moment from 2025?
I think probably there were a few episodes where the script writing was really good, and there was a bit where Kev forgot that he wasn't actually terminally ill. Like he said to Liam, like, "Oh, I can't believe you'd say that when I'm dying," or something like that, and Liam was
Yeah.
like, "You're not dying," and he was like, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah.
So that was good for me. Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, it was slim pickings for funny this year, wasn't it? But
Yeah, it
but
wasn't
then I
loads.
remembered the amazing scene where Cammy, for some reason, had to distract Kim, and they had that conversation at home farm,
That was good, wasn't
and that
it?
was so funny. And
Yeah,
Kim doesn't get to do much funny stuff, so I like a bit more of that. I was hoping that would develop into some unlikely duo of those two, but that's not
yeah.
happened.
I think we said this at the time, but I really liked how Kim literally had no idea who he was either because
Yeah,
like so much of like Emmerdale is just people who would never interact knowing each other well for some reason. It's like so
yeah,
much more realistic. You're like, who are you and why are you at my house?
yeah, and I loved it. Yeah.
So good. Yeah, for sure. What about saddest? Saddest moment.
Oh, saddest moment was 100% Jacob crying over Layla's body in the
Oh,
morgue. It
yeah.
was brutal stuff.
I'd forgotten about that. That was tough. But I think I still would stick with mine, which was the Ruby Anthony thing. And
Hmm.
when she was processing the historic abuse that she faced.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I
That's a
mean,
good one.
everything has been sad this year, so
Well, I was thinking this, like, because I was thinking there's lots of sad stories, but I haven't been affected by most. Like, obviously, all the Ray stuff, April stuff is objectively really sad, but it just annoys
but you
me.
simply don't care.
But I wish them well. No, ill. No, don't do that. I can do that again. But I wish them ill. I'll leave all of that, and why not? um, and the homeless episode, I did find affecting, I guess. But I think I probably cried at the Jacob Layla scene, and I don't think I've
Mm,
cried at any of the April stuff. And that's partly
same.
because I also love Layla, I suppose, and I had never really thought about April before her storyline started. But,
Simply hadn't occurred to you.
it hadn't crossed my mind. But, and also that storyline showed that Jacob had turned into quite a good actor, well, a very good actor for that story. I thought they did. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So most dramatic could go any number of ways. But what have you got for most dramatic
I
moment?
just feel like everything that happens is the most dramatic moment. But I did write down Bunkergate because I just feel like
Mm,
there was so much going on of like John was killing people and people hadn't realized. Mac was in a bunker and then he threw Aaron off a cliff and it was just this huge sort of climax of all these different things weaving together and it was all very high drama and then um I guess it never really got resolved because John just fled and I think well I hope he'll come back and so there'll be even more high drama but yeah I'd say that that whole thing that was going
mm,
on was the
mm,
highest
mm.
drama moment.
Yeah, I double checked this happened this year, and it did. it was before we started the podcast, but it was in February, was the limousine through the ice. That was my,
So
my
true.
most
Yeah,
traumatic moment. Yeah.
that was very
And done
heartwarming.
so well. And, often these sort of stunts aren't particularly convincing, but they did that one really well.
Yeah, and like I guess all of the run up to that, which actually leads us into our next category because the next one was most ridiculous moments of the year, and I wrote down the whole like Joe Tate kidney stealing operation, which was wild, and then Noah sort of just stumbling into a road and causing this enormous crash where loads of people died.
So true. Yeah, the kidney stuff is the right answer, really, isn't it? I should have put
Yeah.
that. Because I was thinking like Kevin the Samurai Sword. I was going to put Belle axing Tom, but I think actually that happened towards the end of last year, maybe.
Oh, was it? Yeah, it might have
Uh,
been. Yeah, I remember when the axe came out thinking this started out as a good storyline raising awareness about coercive control and domestic abuse, and it's ended up with you chasing him around with an axe.
yeah, so stupid. I've actually gone for quite a small moment that you have already referenced, which was Charity being like, I need to find the handle to get into the bunker, instantly tripping over the handle and then disregarding it. I was just like, that's
So
so
annoying, wasn't
stupid.
it?
So
Oh,
ridiculous.
so annoying.
Yeah, that one I struggled with.
Yeah, for sure. Our final one, ending as we always end with
Mm,
farming content, and I love that from you. Thanks for
yeah.
thinking about all these categories. It's so good. The best farming moment on Emmerdale this year.
And mine is the Barton versus Sugden sheep herding
Me
activity.
too. That was
Yes.
so good.
That's what we want to see. We loved it.
Yeah,
It was ridiculous. It didn't make any
it
sense,
was
but we
just
loved it.
that was genuinely light relief
Yes, with good
for that
characters, made sort of sense for their characters in a way.
in a way.
Fun. So there you go. That's the Emmys/Dingy/Dengue/ whatever we're calling them. Look out for them on Instagram. We might start. What I think we should at least let our favorite actors and maybe put up the favorite stories of some variety. I don't know.
Maybe we just won't sort of tag people who we wished to die.
No, maybe not those on the whole. Maybe we should go also low hanging fruit, like tag the set designer or something for our favorite sets.
Yeah. See what we can do.
We just want to get this podcast out there a bit more, guys. So if that's the way
Get
to
it
do
out there somehow. I don't know how, but it's got to.
it. Thanks so much for welcoming us to the fan community in 2025. We launched in May, and it's been so lovely getting all your feedback. We thought like we get like 3 people listening, and we are joking, about the numbers have gone down a bit, but we've got good numbers. We've got lots of engagement, and it's just people have been so welcoming and lovely, and I didn't know if people would be. So thanks so much.
Yeah, it's been super fun. Like, I've never had a podcast before, and I've barely ever watched a soap before, and now I'm doing both religiously. Um, but yeah, it's always so nice to hear from everybody, and yeah, it's been a lovely welcome to the Emmerdale fan community of people being so kind and really enthusiastic about what we're up to. So, here's to another year of Dingle All the Way, and thanks for joining with us so far.
Yeah, because of our holidays and stuff, we might miss all of Corriedale and stuff. I don't know, but we'll be back at some point in the new year.
I don't know who anyone in Coronation Street is anyway, so I don't think I'd have anything useful to share, but let's see, maybe we'll cover it.
Yeah, we'll do a quick recap of all the Christmas, New Year, Corriedale drama at some point in the year.
Simon was saying about wanting to get people's submissions for predictions for the next year as well, weren't you?
Yes, that's right. If you've got any predictions for New Year, do get in touch, dinglealltheway.pod at Gmail or on Instagram. We'd love to know what you think's coming up in 2026, what characters you think should get together, should leave, should join, all these sorts of things. We'd love to know. And we'll read
Yeah.
some out in the next episode, your predictions for the year, and we can see at the end of the year if any of them come true, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we could like do this every like as an annual thing. Be like,
Yeah.
thank you to this person who correctly predicted.
You could win your own prize in next year's award, most accurate prediction.
Most accurate prediction. Yeah,
You have to
I
get
love
to that potter's wheel, Lizzie. You've got all sorts of little ceramic
it.
Oscars to make.
I can't cope. Oh dear.
Dear.
Well, thanks so much for listening, everybody. And we will, I was going to say see you in 2026, but you will hear us in
Yes.
2026.
Bye.
Beautiful. Bye.